Hey, one bird to another. Fuck you, Mylan.
Oh!
I taught her how to crow.
It's a blue raven.
I knew from your hand how to
That's so rude.
Is it morning already?
That would be a cock. You freaking tip me out over here.
Yeah, Timmy's having a stroke over here.
Cock. It's a blue raven.
I'm depressed enough. I'm going to die in somebody else's clothes.
Could you please read the raven posing like Elvis Presley?
No!
Hey! Wait, that wasn't Elvis Presley.
It was the middle-aged Elvis.
No, that was the Jesus from
That was John
Goldberg.
Travolta.
Like the Jesuses.
No, that was John Travolta.
That was a little John
I'm confused.
Travolta.
The Raven.
It's a movie. Watch
I'll
out.
stick in front of my mouth when I'm ready to shut, okay?
Borat, Starboard side.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as if of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this, and nothing more." Ah, distinctly, I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember brought its coast upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I've sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here for evermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now to still the beating of my heart I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance to my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance to my chamber door. This it is and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping, tapping at my chamber door.
Hello?
That I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened the door wide. Oops, open wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming, dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the darkness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore."
That was my line.
This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word.
Give me that again.
Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flit and flutter, In there stepped a stately raven of the stately days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art sure no craven. Ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore, tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore, quoteth the raven.
Never know, never know.
Southern bird. Much I marveled this ungainly, foully haired discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore, for we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door. Bird or beast above the sculpted bust above his chamber door, with such a name as nevermore. But the raven sitting lonely on the placid bust spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that word he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather that he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, startled at this stillness broken, by reply so aptly broken, doubtless said I, that it utters its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of never, never more. But the raven still beguiling all my sad soul into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking that this ominous bird of yore, that this grim, ungainly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore, meant in croaking nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining, on the cushion's velvet lining, with the lamplight goaded o'er, but whose velvet violet lining, with the lamplight gloating o'er, she shall press, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God has lent thee, by these angels he has sent thee, respite, respite, and nepenthe from this thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff, this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore, quoth the raven. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still of bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet by all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by honor haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and the life's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul has spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beat from out of my heart. Take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven.
Never more. What?
And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting. On the pallid bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming. And the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted never more. Is anybody else gonna make up shit or what? I said a bad word. Tell me don't say that. Don't say that.
I'll make them.
Don't say it's you
die here?
No, it's your ratings. I was gonna do it. Why is it so cold?
Splendid.
Did anybody eat? I have so much food. Tell them to eat.
I only had 4.
You have food?